This episode of FineScale Modeler's new product rundown features Tamiya's AMX-13, Hasegawa's Shimakaze, Moebius's Derelict from TV's Lost in Space, Eduard's F4J Phantom, and Soar Art's 35.5cm Super Howitzer.
Welcome to New Product Rundown. I'm Aaron Skinner, here with my young Padawan, Elizabeth Nash, to show you what's inside the latest kits.
We have a strong lineup this time, starting with Tamiya's 1/35th scale AMX-13.
More than 7,500 of this French light tank were built between 1952 and 85.
The 15-ton vehicle mounted 75mm and later 90mm guns on its unique oscillating turret.
The French Army used them until the mid-1980s. Combat deployments included the Suez Crisis and limited engagement in Algeria.
25 nations bought the little tank, notably India, Israel, and Lebanon.
For decades, Heller had the only widely available 1/35th scale AMX-13 kits.
But now we have two options, a family of AMX-13s, one from Takom, and now this tasty little number from Tamiya.
It represents the initial production variant with the 75mm gun and 2 return rollers.
As with all things Tamiya, the molding is top-notch. Fine recessed panel lines, fasteners, and vents mark the hull. Check out the petite periscopes at the driver's position.
Pins lock the road wheel arms in position so it would be easy to articulate the suspension.
The wheels, including the idlers,
Sprockets,
and road wheels feature exquisite details, including hubs, bolts, and weld beads that should pop under a wash.
vinyl tracks with detail inside and out complete the running gear.
Small parts such as grab handles and towing clevises are thin and attached to the sprue with minute gates.
Cast sections, like the bow and turret front, have a nice rough texture.
There are separate hatches for the hull and turret, but only the commander's is shown open in the instructions.
A figure fills that spot. There's a fan inside the engine grill. Photo-etched metal caps it.
Several parts comprise the odd-looking turret, starting with the lower half that includes the gun mount and the section that hits the race.
Slide molding incorporates a hollow gun mount with the upper turret half.
The gun barrel is a single part, crowned by a 2-part muzzle brake.
The gun can be elevated only if you leave off the characteristic canvas cover between the turret sections.
Individual tools and a little stowage decorate the exterior. No clear parts are provided for lights.
Decals provide markings for 2 French AMX-13s in overall green.
This looks like another easy-to-build, beautifully engineered kit from Tamiya.
Next, let's set sail with Hasegawa's 1/350th scale Japanese destroyer, Shimakaze.
The Shimakaze carried 6 5-inch guns and 3 turrets and 15 torpedo tubes and 3 turrets amidships.
A high-pressure, high-output boiler powered the 129-foot vessel to nearly 41 knots.
Laid down in 1941 and commissioned in May of 1943, the ship helped evacuate Japanese soldiers from the Aleutian Island and the Kiska Island and the Aleutians.
It took part in the battles of the Philippine Sea and Leyte Gulf before being sunk in Ormoc Bay by American warplanes in November 1944.
The planned Shimakaze class of 32 super destroyers was canceled because of a lack of material.
The kit's hull splits at the waterline, but there's no indication the model can be built that way.
Rather, plastic pegs anchor the upper and lower sections, resulting in one of the cleanest hull fits I've seen.
Color moldings match major components. For example, the strakes, propulsion shafts, and rudder are red to match the lower hull.
The linoleum deck sections are molded in brown plastic.
Black is used for the funnel tops, and the screws and stand supports are brass.
The major components, including superstructure and funnels, show finely molded doors, weld seams, and walkways.
Parts like the masts and pipes are scale thin. Look at how sharp the anti-aircraft guns and shields are.
The gun turrets, torpedo launchers, davits, and ship's boats look just as nice.
Clear plastic provides the upper bridge and a searchlight lens.
No photo-etched metal is provided, but there is a detail set available from Hasegawa number QC57, as is a pre-cut self-adhesive linoleum deck.
Decals and painting instructions give directions for the Shimakaze as the 2nd Torpedo Squadron's flagship in November 1944.
A detailed rigging diagram is included.
Beautiful work from Hasegawa.
Sticking with 1/350th scale but heading into space brings us to Moebius's Derelict from the TV show Lost in Space.
Introduced in the 2nd episode, the bulbous vessel draws the Jupiter II and its hapless crew inside.
Silliness ensues. Dr. Smith shoots one of the alien crew and the Robinson family have to blast their way out.
All in less than 52 minutes.
The bulk of the box is taken up with the spherical body.
And the propulsion module.
Each of the 6 hangar doors include a frame
The external skin.
and a navigational sensor/deflector ball.
The doors can be posed open or closed. Printed cardboard neuron shrouds fill the interior.
Clear parts top the sensors and provide 1/350th scale Jupiter 2s for the display.
More clear parts provide the medial and lateral propulsion field emitters
He's not kidding. That's what they're called.
on the propulsion module.
A stand supports the model. A piece of wire holds a Jupiter 2 either above or below the model.
No decals are provided, but detailed painting suggestions give hints, including photos, to replicate the ship's rough exterior.
Moebius has kitted just about every other ship from Lost in Space, so it's great to have this edition.
Next, a kit that takes the cake for the most colorful box art, Eduard's 1/48 scale Rockin' Rhino.
Another of Eduard's dressed-up kit. This one takes the plastic from Academy's terrific Phantom and builds an F4J.
That means excellent recessed surface detail,
One-piece upper fuselage,
full intakes,
and exhausts,
a ton of stores.
and more.
New here are 2 photo etched frets, one pre-colored for the instrument panels and ejection seats.
And another for the afterburners, HUD, and pedals.
The seats get another lift in the form of resin replacements with separate cushions and controls.
More resin replaces the kit's jet pipes, exhaust nozzles, and rear fans.
And wheels with good hubs, tread, brakes, and even sidewall detail.
Pre-cut masks make painting the multi-part canopy a breeze.
Decals designed by Furball Aero Design and printed by Cartograph provide markings for colorful Phantoms from the U.S. Navy and Marines in the early 1970s.
Including a bicentennial commemorative bird from VMFA 451 Warlords and CAG aircraft from VF-92 Silver Wings and VF-114 Aardvarks.
The remaining 2 are a red and white trim Marine fighter from VMFA 235 Death Angels and an all-black Phantom with a famous bunny on the tail.
Looks like Eduard scared up another quality upgrade.
Finally, we have a kit we know you'll get a bang out of.
Can't resist low-hanging fruit, can you?
Never. It's Soar Art Workshop's 1/35th scale, 35.3 centimeter M1 super heavy howitzer.
8 Haubitz M1s were built between 1939 and 1944 and took part in German operations both in France and the Eastern Front.
It's a big weapon. In 1/35th scale, the gun barrel is 12 inches long.
It includes bases to mount the gun.
The carriage parts have sharply molded rivets and braces.
The platforms feature non-skid texture topside and structural detail underneath.
The main gun can be elevated and features a nicely rendered recoil mechanism and breech with a sliding block.
Ladders and railings give the crew access to the weapon.
A shell carriage and crane complete the artillery piece.
No decals are provided. Painting instructions call for a Panzer gray finish.
That's a good-looking kit.
Look for it as well as the AMX-13 and Shimakaze in upcoming issues of FineScale Modeler magazine.
And you can see more new products in the May issue on sale now. Elizabeth, why don't you do the honor of introducing our guests?
They are Mary Pat and Bob Nash.
You guys are related, right?
They're my parents.
Welcome. On that note, thanks for visiting FineScale.com. I'm Aaron Skinner, no relation.
And I'm Elizabeth Nash. We'll see you next time.
And Elizabeth?
Oh! Nice mug. Bye, guys. That was probably too loud, but I love this. Remember the test pattern? Oh, this is great. I couldn't show it. This is the